North Korea, Earth's Florida. Next month is the 70th anniversary of Korea's Liberation Day, the date marking the end of Japanese colonial rule. And I guess the big question is, what do you get the country that is ordered to think it has everything? Well, apparently, Kim Jong-un has decided that for the first time ever, a foreign rock band will play there. So, who's it going to be? Rolling Stones? U2? A Michael Jackson impersonator passed off as the real thing because North Koreans don't know he's dead yet? Well, no. Because it turns out it's going to be, and this is true, a Slovenian art rock group called Laibach.
Laibach je vzvišeno poslanstvo, ki zavezuje k fanatizmu.
I think it was neo-fascist, but I'm not sure if it was a joke or not. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. Do you know?
Why do you think it was neo-fascist?
I just had an incredible, subconscious urge to march, and I think my friend did as well. That just sort of I felt pride in a country that I did not belong to, and I felt this subconscious need to march.
And you didn't like that?
Oh no, I liked it, but I just want to know if they're serious or not.
We cannot concern ourselves with the fulfillment of other people's expectations of us. Our only responsibility is to remain irresponsible.
Happy Liberation Day, North Korea. Sleep well.
Ein Fleisch, ein Blut, ein wahrer Glaube, ein Ruf, ein Traum, ein starker Wille gegen ein Narr.
I think the message of Laibach basically was, we want more alienation. All other dissident movements in those years criticized the regime, but as it were accepting its own basic premises. In the case of Laibach, it is as if the regime got back its own message in its true naked form. The way really to subvert system, I think, is not to criticize its official values, etc., but to expose this hidden reverse of it.
Well, of course, that was another time, another historical period, and another country, because the country in which Laibach were born has died. So Laibach has... Was that a goat's fart?
Back home, I have been a follower or a fan of Laibach group for many years. But then, after I became grown-up man and an artist, they contacted me, asking me to direct the video. You saw this video with the gymnasts. And we were both Laibach and myself, we were happy with the result, and we wanted to work together some more.
The logic of Laibach performing in North Korea is also based on the fact that Laibach's form, Laibach's music, has enough familiar elements to a North Korean audience. I'm setting up maybe the blindest of blind dates, and I am the matchmaker. By bringing those two elements together, you might have a fusion, or you might have a fission, like in nuclear fission. We don't know before we actually tried it in our big laboratory.
But it's the other guy, I just about recognize him. Without a head, it's not him.
Yeah.
Mina is a different person on stage, absolutely different.
We are just getting out the last two hard disks that we need for the performance. So we are on our way.
We actually, I mean, we expect to have a very interesting time. I don't know what else to say. We expect to make the revolution.
There is a crack in every wall. That's where the spirit gets in.
They took two of my discs with backup for the show. I can pick it when I go back. But they said if I will need something from the disc, I can come here and get it.
But the problem is, it's for the show, our show. It's the movies for, you know, the projections and so on.
It's not easier to check everything inside because there are more than 100 movies inside. Please follow me.
Really, what do you expect out of this?
Enlightenment for the people, both ways. That we will learn something new about them and they will learn something new about us. And a good concert. No. I'm excited, not scared. But what would I be scared of?
I don't know. There are like... There are, I don't know, another country, another...
Planet.
Yes, planet.
Is this your first time to this country?
No, it's the 15th time.
15th?
Yeah. I think it is important to underline that this probably wouldn't have been possible without me already having conducted 4 major cultural collaborations between the DPRK and other countries. Well, in part, I guess you could say it's some kind of Norwegian explorer gene. We did the North Pole and South Pole thing. So part of it is curiosity, I guess. Part of it is some quite narcissist need to be first on the white spots of the map.
It couldn't get more exotic and strange and odd than this.
I'm not really that interested in peace. I'm interested in truth. But sometimes truth doesn't lead to peace. Truth leads to change, to confusion. Disturbing things, so things that disturb our worldviews, that disturb our notion of who we are and what the world is. Yes. Well, we went more or less straight from the airport to a big welcome reception and dinner organized by our hosts in the Committee for Cultural Relations and their director, Mr. Ryu. He basically opens with a speech, a welcome speech.
Laibach is a terrible rock group that in its music videos uses pornography. Indeed, this group is considered as neo-Nazi supporting Hitler-style scenery and clothing. This band basically jokes and laughs about what they call dictatorships around the world, and their music is terrible. It is inconceivable that the DPRK, a staunchly anti-fascist state, which fought against Japanese imperialism, which was an ally of Nazi Germany and fascist Italy, would invite us groups such as Laibach to Pyongyang. If Laibach did visit the DPRK, they would carry out a provocation and harm its socialist system. So, without trust, without confidence, we cannot invite you here.
I think everybody were experiencing a very peculiar mix of relief, because we don't have to pretend anymore, and fear, like what will happen now. He had taken all these tabloid headlines from the world media in advance of our arrival about Laibach's concert, and he had mixed it together seamlessly with all the negative protests in his own organization, you know, on the North Korean side, and he had made it into one unit, one speech. I told the committee to tell their superiors that, look, Laibach has in the past been accused of fascism
and of being an evil ban. North Korea is regularly accused of being a fascist-like state in the Western media. So you know what the Western media is like. They make up things all the time. So you and Laibach have this in common. You are both misunderstood.
Some practical information coming up. Our hosts have decided to surprise us with a new venue. So this is another venue than the one we were originally going to be playing. I think I can say it's significantly upgraded. Oh. I'm pretty impressed as well. I mean, this is the kind of venue Laibach should play. From now on, this will be the minimum.
You can see the white one. Very high level. Like sometimes our leader.
성희.
Hello, nice to meet you. Morten.
성희.
Happy to see you. Oh, you look good. You're here. Beautiful. Everybody. I am in love with all of you already.
무슨 생각 같으세요? 이 학생들은 몽땅 다 사랑하고 텐데.
Because this is Mr. Boris.
Boris Penko.
Mr. Primoz.
Primoz.
So Mr. Primoz is the arranger. So he will not be on stage with us. But Mr. Boris is the vocalist that will sing together with you.
They have beautiful voices, you know. I really like the timbre of the voice. Really beautiful.
Yeah, it is actually quite special.
There's a purity to it that I really like. It comes from them.
Yes, I think so.
I think that Europeans we cannot do this.
No, we're too
we're too cynical. We're too fucked up.
Too ironic, too cynical.
Yeah.
You know. One question. What have they planned for their stage costume? Like, is it this or?
It's very similar to this, but not like this.
Oh, okay. But in the same style, more or less.
Yeah.
Good. Great. So, guys, Mr. D, shall we make ready for the rehearsal? Because now everybody are here.
Okay, let's stop now.
Okay. Not bad, not bad. just have to keep their egos down until...
My Geiger counter was going up.
Oh yeah, he's just asking about, are your lyrics? What are the lyrics?
I'll go to the hills when my heart is lonely.
아, 그거네요. Sound of Music.
Sound of Music
예, 그 노래예요. 예.
I know I will hear
Okay, so
What
please.
I heard before.
Okay.
what I heard before. My heart is blessed with the sounds of music, and I will sing once more.
It's very beautiful, actually.
This is it.
귀가 의자가 괜찮죠?
At 7 o'clock sharp, we are going to watch the fireworks and this, anniversary show at 9 o'clock. So from 7 o'clock, be ready. I'm just repeating that please don't go anywhere on your own, right? So don't leave the hotel.
Yes.
Okay? Stamped, sealed, approved.
7 o'clock.
One person is missing.
Yanni, did you try to call his room? Really?
He's asleep, probably.
He's probably sleeping.
Could somebody go and maybe somebody should go and press his doorbell? Did you try his room?
It's usually, not.
I was lucky enough to be able to see also some people on the street, out of the group and so on. I actually had a bit of a walk around the city.
Life. Life is life. Life. Life is life.
I've seen some communisms in work, and I have to say that this one is pretty much, I wouldn't say that it's the best, but it's probably the most successful.
When we all give the power, we all give the best. Every minute in the hour, we don't think about the rest. When we all get the power, we all get the best. And everyone gives everything, then everything will get. Life.
It's very hard to be, critical. I'm trying to find the dark side. Of course there are. I'm sure that there are. But what we see is a utopia which it seems that it actually is functioning.
When we all feel the power, life is life. When we all feel the pain, life is life. It's the feeling of the people, life is life. It's the feeling of the land.
My suspicion is that he went for a walk, even though I said that he should go with us and that he should not be alone.
In reality.
Yeah. Well, we will find him.
And everyone gives everything, then every soul, everything will get. Life.
This is a very isolated society, very close society, and otherwise they wouldn't be able to function as it is. And people are, so to say, brainwashed, basically. We present the toxic matter to them. They don't really want to start to practice too much, freedom for visitors to simply go around and intoxicate their people.
매 순간순간마다 없어 필요 없으리.
It's just too stupid. And I have to say I'm pretty surprised that it would be him. You know, like the leader of the, yeah.
It's Laibach, it's reverse psychology. You should have said you can go anytime you want. Then he wouldn't go.
It's just fucking childish, you know?
Yeah, but he's the oldest. He should know better.
Yeah.
Seriously.
It's really disrespectful. It's disrespectful to the group. It's disrespectful for me. But what bugs me the most is that it's really disrespectful to the Koreans. There's so much opposition. Every day I have a talk with Mr. D and Mr. D about new allegations that people in their organization are fielding against Laibach. They are fighting on their fronts all the time. There are lots of people wanting to just sabotage this and looking for the smallest excuse to shut the whole thing down. I don't really know who found him, and it doesn't really matter. He was found and brought to where we were. Our Korean hosts were really, really pissed off. Mr. D told me, you know, in private that he wanted to beat him up, and so did I. But what happened was that the Koreans, our Korean hosts, started feeling that they had to calm me down because I was so angry. So they actually went in between us and started saying, you know, starting to be peacemakers, which kind of served a purpose as well. They kind of took responsibility for it not being that serious. After all, there are much more serious things going on now down at the border.
South Korea claims that on a routine patrol, 3 landmines detonated near their gate. 2 soldiers were severely maimed. 1 soldier lost 2 legs. The other soldier lost his right foot. But North Korea says they weren't behind that.
Pyongyang also said South Korea fabricated the whole thing.
South Korea's defense ministry accused North Korea for the attack. Pyongyang strongly denied responsibility for the attack and asked Seoul for proof.
기본적으로 그러니까 자기네 이제 여기서 토론할 때 약간 미흡한 점이니까 그러니까 내일 모레 이제 간통할 때 갑자기 뭐 제기해가지고 타는 게 복잡한 일이 없도록 저리 말을 해달라는 거예요.
A setup of a Laibach concert with all the multimedia technology they are using and all the Western gear that they usually need in a 1950s technology country like North Korea is kind of kamikaze mission in a way. And whoops, we have 2 days.
We need a mixing desk and 7 monitors.
So you don't need the microphone?
No. Just stands and cables.
Stands and cables.
They don't-
스탠드만
yeah.
해주시죠. 스탠드 있죠? 스탠드하고 케이블이 6 big microphone stand and then 4 amps. It's 1 by 1. Not complicated. Okay.
It is already complicated, always, because of you.
Okay. Junket is coming.
Okay.
The first day when we arrived, we checked what's here, and then we asked questions, and we told them what we need, and everything what we said, they said yes, 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 and everything sounded fine until we get the next day in the venue. Ah, Jesus.
But you told me that you brought with the microphone.
Yes, we brought the microphones for our band. We didn't know that we're gonna have a piano. So we told the first day that when we had a meeting here
that we needed microphones.
4 microphones for the piano.
The main problem is the cables, the lack of cables.
Okay. How many lines do go to the front of house?
그러니까 이거 몇 통짜리 몇 층짜리지?
그러니까 이 무대에 4탑까지 가 있는 이 통로가 있단 말입니다. 통로 개수를 보장할 수 있으니까 막대는 뭐만큼 쓰겠는지 모르겠는데
그러니까 오만큼 보장할 수 있습니다.
Such a school for patients right now.
I love how they sent the censor police for your songs. Do you know these guys arrived?
They sent censor guys? What do you
Yeah,
mean?
so two guys arrived, talked to Sun, and said, not thinking she was Korean, and said, oh, we're here to censor what Korean songs are being sung.
Ah.
So you know, it's interesting,
Oh, great.
yeah?
Yeah. Good to have. We're glad to have them with us.
How about just one practice? Just to see.
But we are here to practice.
Yeah, but since this just took too long time technically, so we don't have any time to practice several times. Okay, so even if it sounds terrible, just practice so you can play it fine.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
I have to say, with all respect. I have never seen this man before, and he comes in and he acts like the boss. What's the deal?
됐어. 저기 가서 좀 봐주세요.
I guess, okay.
A little bit more humility would be.
They just want to hear something. We just need to keep them reassured that, you know, that we will make it in time and, you know, so on.
I think they're doubting that we are musicians at all.
Of course they are.
Can you turn on the PA? The system?
The situation in Korea is now on the brink of war due to the US imperialists and the South Korean puppets' ceaseless political and military provocation against the DPRK.
And the South Korea has been using an unusual weapon.
South Korean loudspeakers blaring criticism of North Korean leader Kim Jong-un's regime. The North has told the South to turn it down or face more military action.
As well as information, the broadcasts include recent South Korean pop songs Me Gusta Too, or I Like You from a girl group called G-Friend. The group became famous last year for repeatedly falling over on a slippery stage during a concert.
The North Korean military has not yet made any unusual moves aside from switching on its own speakers.
There are many world media sitting and tapping their feet, waiting to have images from Laibach in North Korea. We will do a quick photo session at the Kim Il-sung Square. I am asking you humbly if I can direct that. Whistleblower as a background? Unless I do something which is like really offensive to your, you know, culture or sexuality or whatever. Just do as I say, please. Milan? Milan. Let's have a couple of just Milan.
So of course you can take pictures, but like this, from this point, this position, and it will spoil the image.
Yes, of course. Yeah. They know everything about this. Let's have another one in front of that flag.
Okay, just use your guarantee, so you should not be used, okay?
Okay, guys, let's center here, and then everybody look at the pen, please, at my pen.
Okay, but that's like for 2 seconds.
Please ask Milan to take off his.
Guys, here. Good. Look at me. Perfect.
It's impossible.
Because there.
There we go.
Do you remember?
Good.
It looks like.
No, he doesn't. It is not a Nazi song.
Good. Look at me.
Turn your head a little bit, please, and look at the pencil. Okay?
Yep. Perfect.
And then we just take a quick one in front of the Chucha Tower, and we're done.
We'll do it later because, please, I beg you, because many people are waiting.
Okay, we'll do it later then. Okay, thank you.
Cultural exchange happens no matter what,
It's unavoidable that it happens when people work together. I mean, of course, we have been censored and tweaked with and had to adapt and, treated like we are like robots.
No, but it's not, the censorship is not a problem at all, because we basically are censoring ourselves constantly. That's what we are doing in daily life.
We are our own North Korea.
Yeah, we are our own North Koreans.
Again, welcome to North Korea. There's been a misunderstanding, so they thought, we asked for keyboard stands, but they brought microphone stands.
Okay.
Everything is difficult and everything is hard to do, but with a smile.
Of course.
All the time, okay?
편안하게.
웃으면서.
But still it's farewell. And maybe we'll come back to earth. Who can tell? I guess there is no one to blame. We're living ground. Will things ever be the same again?
Hey, Tomasz! Daj potegni vse kanale dol.
It's the final countdown.
Hello. Sorry. Hello. We have finished. Sorry to wake you up. And we need your help somewhere in there. But look at the cable. That's this power. It's actually connected here. And it all depends on this.
Well, earlier today, the two Koreas exchanged artillery rounds at the western border.
3:53 p.m. and 4:12 p.m. this afternoon when North Korea fired several artillery shells across the border targeting South Korea's propaganda loudspeakers. Now, an hour or so after the attack, the South Korean military responded with tens of 155 millimeter artillery rounds at the origin of attack.
It's the final countdown.
And Henry, we hear that North Korea is not backing down at all. It actually demanded the South Korean side stop broadcasting propaganda messages at the border.
Now, North Korea has said South Korea has 48 hours to stop broadcasting the messages or it will take strong military action.
제가 생각을 하기에는 I feel that it is really about 힘을 되찾고 아니면 힘을 받고 이게 나온 것 같아요. I think that's a better nuance. Yeah, 힘을 받고 아니면 되찾고, either one. This change is okay to me.
우리가 모든 힘을 다하고 모든 최선을 다하지.
To give you an example of how I think, the whole idea of Mina changing her lyrics into Korean was my idea, my suggestion, because originally she does this in German.
Leben heißt Leben, wenn wir alle Kraft spüren.
Because, as you know, the Nazi, all this stuff, I was thinking that, okay, maybe it's better not to have German language in the song. That was the reason. But if you think it's okay that she says those lines in the original language, in German, fine with us. She can just go back to saying that.
The main problem is the nuance. Yeah. Between the languages of the North and South.
Yes,
now
okay. We're trying to...
So it's
that will make it looks like some kind of South Korean dialect.
I spent 2 weeks repeating this to get it and changing it 2 days before performance. Like,
no, of course not.
A shot in the head, man.
No. Yeah,
It's not funny.
Mina, please, I know. I know this, so you don't have to explain to me.
Laibach were doing a cover version of the most famous song in Korea, and they did their own, cover version interpretation, like they've done in the past with many other things. And I think because that's such an important song in North Korea, and they changed it quite a lot.
The Paek to San song what it really says is that we love our great leader. And the Moranbong band is like his signature. So their first big hit is like We Will Go to Mount Pektu. Pektu, where the granddad and the dad and the current one are all, have strong relations to.
The original song is more like a marching song, and it's a little bit faster, it's a little bit more happier song, and our version has a little bit different groove.
Boris, are you ready? Always.
It would be nice to have at least a little bit of a sound check, but okay.
But it is a sound check in a way.
It's not, it's an exam.
I know.
We'll go in springtime. We'll go in winter too. We'll go in our dreams. We'll go at any time. We'll go for a lifetime. We'll continue going through generations to Mount Pictou, and heart of my heart. We'll go to Mount Pictou. We'll go to Mount Pictou that calls us.
훌륭합니다. 감사합니다. You happy? If you happy, I am happy. He actually thought it was great.
He did?
Yeah, he said, great.
Would you please? Okay. We'll have a discussion. Sorry.
So essentially, in the audience today were the censors, of course, but there were also musicians and regular audiences. They really did not like Karira Pektu-san. They didn't recognize the original song, especially the part where Milan is doing his parts were very disturbing because they couldn't really understand what was happening.
Yeah.
They said that at the end of this song, really what's going to happen is the audience is going to go, there's going to be complete mayhem. People are going to be, terrified and angry
And we don't want that.
And we don't want that. And so, either we go with the original Korean version and, actually sing all of the lyrics, including the refrain, or we just take it out.
For them, looks like it's too intensive. He said people cannot concentrate. They are on the concert listening to the music or they're watching the movie. And he didn't like this German sign. He said that this is not going in.
So you check the background pictures. Then I suppose then originally it is 10, right?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Something like that, but it's 5 of them cut.
What do you mean? Are they cutting the songs also, or?
So they're not.
Listen now carefully, everybody, please. When it comes to changes, we are willing and able, especially when it comes to the projections, to adjust things. We have, and please translate this into Korean too, now. Because we have every possible equipment to make changes. But I cannot accept if they come and they say, oh, cut away those 5 animations. Because, firstly, because it's very rude, It's disrespectful to me and to the people who have worked for a long time doing that, but also because it's not necessary. We can change, but I need to know specifically what parts are problematic. So I am here, I don't understand, why can they not come to me and talk to me, and we can discuss it and resolve it together? Can they please show me the good manners of coming and say hello to me as the head of the delegation? Is this possible? Because I think, because in my culture, when you come and interfere with people's work, at least you have the good manner to introduce yourself and say hello, so I can say hello to them. And if they cannot do that, I would like you to convey to them that I find that kind of behavior disrespectful and I'm a bit offended.
So please, I beg you, we are not talking about practical and technical things, so please don't film us. Okay?
Yep.
Thank you.
This one is better
Thank
not.
Check. The system on the left is completely different sound than a system on the right.
여보세요.
I think it's just useful that I just share with you a little bit of the background for it, because it's not because they are stupid, it's not because they want to fuck with us or that they disrespect us or anything. Setting up a concert like this in 2 days, it's like, you know, it's like record speed in this country, and you understand why. And the reason why everything is so totally confused and messed up is that in this system, in this culture, people learn from they are born that individual decisions are risky to take. So every time a decision is going to be made, it doesn't matter, it can be the color of the toilet paper in the office, it can be whether or not to, luckily, whether or not to press the atomic button, but no decision is made without making absolutely sure that everybody are in consensus, you know, so that also we share the responsibility, but we also share the blame.
Go ahead.
That's Spiegel, right? I'll give you Ivan Novak now.
Hello? Hello? Yes? So we've seen quite a lot, I must say we've seen a lot, and I believe that we have seen the real life. I don't think this is a staged show, especially for us. There's simply too much and too good to be staged. We do not try to make any difference between, you know, different countries. I mean, if we would have to put that in account, like, you know, this is two totalitarian states to perform, then, you know, where is the line? Where it is ethical to perform, in what kind of state? I mean, this is obviously a totalitarian system, but, you know, we don't want to judge it. I was pretty much sure that I know where we are going before, when we came here, and I'm not sure anymore that we came to the same place as it was, you know, in our heads.
There is a crack in every wall, and, you know, that's where the spirit gets in. The question is, if we need to make it why there? Because these people are actually, you know, at least they appear to be happy comparing to most of, you know, the rest of the world.
Can everybody come out into the stage? We have important news. I just had a meeting with the Censorship Bureau, which is this state organization that censors all content that is shown publicly. Basically, they have asked us to change, and this we will do. And I apologize for that, but that is just the way it is. The projections we will need to change are Life is Life, too many nude people, or too many nude statues, basically. Do Re Mi, and Edelweiss.
With the song Do Re Mi, can you make it again with just music notes on it? Do Re Mi means music notes.
We will make another version and we will show it to you and we'll...
All right, we can
from
do
there.
it.
Yeah.
Anyway, let us do what we can do. Let us make it successful.
The songs that are here that I mentioned are the songs that we will play. So, Across the Universe, Arirang, Whistleblowers, Sound of Music, Climb Every Mountain, Edelweiss, Do Re Mi, Life is Life, and Final Countdown. Yeah. That's it.
It's gonna be a short concert.
Yeah.
Nothing's gonna change my world. Nothing's gonna change my world. Nothing's gonna change.
Ah, sorry about the Life is Life thing. You know, it's brilliant, and you know, I think it's brilliant. But I knew that was going to be pushing it a little bit to those naked statues and all the tits. Yeah.
Across the universe, thoughts meander like a restless wind inside a little box. They tumble blindly.
The Edelweiss projection. There is this very, very famous movie from North Korea, which is called The Flower Girl, and that film is very significant. So they don't want to mess with that.
So now I'm thinking to put only effect with flowers and just like a nice scene. I will use the plastic flowers from the hotel because, you know, we cannot go nowhere, so the flowers from the hotel are perfect.
Okay, please.
Okay, copy.
Copy. You can edit it for the background.
Dear respected audience, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, and first and foremost, the people of Korea. Let the show begin. Let us be together in the sounds of music.
we grow. We walk and we stand tall. We never fall. As big as the sky, as far as the dawn. We walk and we do not fall. We sleep, we dream, with no time in between. We never stop, whistling or chanting the heat of the night. We sing, our spirit is clean. From north and south, we come from east and west, breathing as one, living in fame or dying in flame. We love, our mission is blessed. We fight for you, for freedom unforeseen, thinking as one, rolling alone to the beat of the drum. We march, the Black Cross machine. We rise, we fall. We walk and we stand tall. We never fall. As big as the sky, as far as the dawn. We walk and we never fall. We stand alone, but soon the day will come when freedom rings. We'll meet again now eternally, and walk once more as one.
When I was sitting there thinking, I kept pinching myself. Am I, is this happening? Is this really happening? I can't.
Let's see you next time in Tehran.
Islamic State.
that will wait a little bit.
1,000 people in here. They're not the audience.
1,500.
1,500. Sorry. This is not the stage. What they have done is North Korea is the stage for the world. So this is the story.
U Sjevernoj Koreji, zemlji u kojoj već desetljećima vlada diktatura, nastupila je slovenska rock grupa Laibach.
It's probably one of the most, if not the most significant concert I've seen since I started.
Of course, this is very different to our tastes, but it was quite nice to hear a traditional song.
I think we did more than we expected in the end. I don't know what kind of trace will that leave here, but it's a big step for it's a small step for Laibach and a big step for humanity.
South Korea has halted its loudspeaker broadcasts against the North along the inter-Korean border. In response, North Korea has reportedly lifted its semi-state of war for frontline areas, which it declared last week after the exchange of artillery shells over the heavily armed Korean border.
See, if you don't like our music, turn around 360 degrees and go.
There are all kinds of music.
Now we know that there's this kind of music too.
Now those of you in the southern regions, please beware of heavy rainfall tomorrow. Well, that's all for Korea, and here's international weather for viewers around the world.